why we're all here. Then we're going to talk about how to do the right meditation. And if we'll have time, we're going to start talking about Vedic conversation, about Mahabharata. It's a holy knowledge. When we get together for group meditation in Sanskrit and Ayurveda and Vedic knowledge, it's all, by the way, in a Sanskrit language, which is 5,000 years old. It's called Dharma Chakra. Dharma means spiritual. When we're connecting to God, when we're connecting to spirituality, when we're growing spiritually, it's Dharma. And chakra means circle. When we are meeting together for meditation, my friends, it's like a jump start. It's the most powerful trampoline to get your spirituality 10 times faster. You will never get the same meditation and energy by yourself the way you're gonna get it through the meetings. We can never miss that spiritual meditation when we do it together, and we still feel the connection. So it doesn't matter, even Gabriela and Anya is in New Jersey and Poland, they're still gonna feel the connection with us. But when we get to the meditation, I want to share a story. When our spiritual teacher sometimes would meditate for 12, 10 or 8 hours a day, when he'll come into the room, it felt like a saint himself is coming into the space. And some people would come to the meditation and his teachings once in a while. And when they come once in a while, and you can even ask them, why you come only like once a month, where the meetings are 2 times a week? They're like, well, because Dada is here, and that means I want to use his energy, and I want to feel this good. And Dada would come into the room, and everybody would like feel his lightness. And after a day, you would feel that Dada goes into this space, like a squeezed lemon. Why is that? Because people come with the intention to take. And we have to get here that if we have a mindset, I'm coming to Wednesdays to take something, you will come out of it leaving the space bankrupt. Because God's and spirituality is selfless, unconditional. And so God's want to give us love unconditionally, but we cannot come and just take. And so that's why there was a rule that one person comes, they clean the space. Another person comes, it decorates it with flowers. Another person comes and cooks prastat, which means when you cook vegan food, you're not just cooking, but you are doing the mantra. And then it becomes a sacred food. It's like going to church or Catholic church and you're drinking the water, right? It's kind of has the same charge to it. And when you cook, you don't taste it because you're cooking it for God himself. And then teacher eats it, and then students eats it. And so what I'm trying to say here, for example, Carolyn came and she taught yoga. She's giving. We come here, we bring food. The more you give, the more you will take. And so, for example, girls who are not here, Gabriela offered, I'm going to help you with editing so that the message will be out there. Anya is making donation to a nonprofit that she's passionate about it. The more you give, the more you will take. And so sometimes people tell me, Alisa, you lead lectures every 2 months for free. You're doing online TikTok for free. You're doing this feminine English, feminine Russian meetings every week. It's like, what are you getting? I'm like, you have no idea how much I'm getting. I'm getting so much more than each one of you. Because some of you will get what I'm telling you. Some of you won't. But I'm definitely getting it. Because I have to put the process through me in order to give it to you. Because theories are very cheap. It's the experience. So that's why I would like for us to start disconnecting, because in our society right now, we're living is like in a material consumer society where we're thinking, where can I take? Husband, give me more. Friend, give me more. Boss, give me more salary. Kids love me. Friends, you didn't call me, I'm upset. We constantly want something. And only in our meetings that we're going to be meeting every 2 weeks, I would like for us to disconnect for just this 3 hours from that mindset. That here we come not to take, we're coming here to give. And again, the more you're going to give, the more you will feel fulfilled. You'll be living out of the space feeling, wow. And so when we come into our meetings on Wednesday, another thing that is so critical is with which mindset are you coming? You bringing the breakdowns with husband, boyfriend, that you're single, that you're not happy, it's going to be in the space. That's why on Monday and Tuesday you're already thinking about that. I'm coming here not to socialize, not to dump negative energy. I'm coming to meditate. It's a spiritual practice. And during the spiritual practice, we are growing. We are expanding. And so this is very, very, very critical. And so again, we're going to be using this like a trampoline to give us enormous energy that would last for a whole week. And I can tell right away in 2 weeks when we're going to meet, those who will be meditating every morning for at least 5 minutes, and preferably 5 minutes in the evening, and those who won't. Because if you're gonna come just every 2 weeks and we're gonna meditate 15 or 30 minutes and you're gonna feel high, you are in a consumer mentality. It's like, I'm coming to take again. But if you do a little work, and I see my friends, they start doing meditation for 45 minutes. They do it for 1 week and they're like, I'm done. It's not working for me. Either they think I have too many intrusive thoughts, or Alisa can do it. These people can do it, but it's just not for me. It's like you go to the gym, you're growing the muscle, and the next day you feel hurt, and you're like, oh, it's not for me. I don't like it. So the same way the meditation works, it's not going to be comfortable, and that's why it's important how my spiritual teacher would say, 5 minutes. 5 minutes. It's not that you have to do it intensively 45 minutes, but it's a habit. Because why we need a mantra, why we need a meditation, it's we are expanding our mind. Because all of the yogis, later a lot of Western poets and motivational speakers were copying it, but yogis were saying even 5,000 years ago, those who can control their mind will control the world. And so meditation and mantra is teaching you how to control your mind. Because in the beginning, your brain, your mind will be everywhere. And then slowly, you will see in 6 months, you can perfect your mind to such a degree where as soon as your thoughts goes right or left, you're like, come back. Because otherwise, in life, we go like a drunk person behind the wheel on a boat, and it takes us to the right and it takes us to the left, and we're pretending that we're in charge, but we're not in charge at all. Okay? And so again, in meditational meetings, the most important is the mindset, how you're coming. You're coming to give. You're coming to serve. And who you're serving is God Himself. Because I was talking from our last lecture from 3-4 weeks ago, one of the girls who was also online with you girls, she's very successful, and she said, Alisa, I don't know why I should come to those lectures and those programs, because I already have 2 condos, I already have big house, I'm already traveled all over. Why should I be with people who just start meditating? And she said, you know what, I get that you want me to be in your circle of friends who are doing the meditation, but I'll tell you what. You don't connect me with your students, your friends, connect me with your teachers. I want to be with you and those Dada you're talking about, the spiritual teacher. I will be with you there. And I said, honey, consider that you are very intellectually, very smart and very rich. You even succeeded in the material world. But in the spiritual world, you're bankrupt. You are empty. And another friend of mine a few months ago, she said, Alisa, I come to those meetings, but I don't feel like I'm networking. I want to grow my practice. She's also a spiritual healer. She's like, I want to grow my practice, but I don't feel like I'm really connecting with those people. Feel like I'm networking. In the material world, it makes sense because we want to give me, I'll give you. Let's exchange. Or some people just want everything for themselves. But in the spiritual world, it doesn't work like that at all. In the spiritual world, it's like, how much can you give? Because we also got to get, and that's what Vedas are saying. And Vedas are spiritual teachers that used to live 5,000 years ago, and they're the ones who wrote the holy books of Ayurveda. And so when I say Vedas were saying, it means 5,000 years ago, those spiritual teachers were saying. And so Vedas are saying, if you think that God is somewhere far, that means he's further than you think. You're not connecting to him. But if you think God is right here, he's even closer than you think. And so sometimes there's days when I feel like a little bit overwhelmed with our son, and right now we adopted a cat who is sick, so I'm running to check on him. Yeah. And I feel like, okay, maybe I'll short down the meditation. Maybe I can cheat today. Instead of 1 hour, I'll just do 45 minutes. And you know what my thought kicks in? It's like, but God is watching. He's right here. And if we have an attitude that he's right here, he's closer than you think. Do you get that? And so if you're going to start losing your motivation, inspiration, why should I do it? Because he's somewhere on the sky or no, on other spaces, then you will not feel connected to why you're doing it, why you're here. Because each meeting, I'm going to go in details how to do the breath work during the meditation, how to sit correctly during the meditation, how to visualize your conversation and your images during the conversation. But today it's going to be overall basics. But it's already going to be very important that we're going to start building on. So first of all, let's talk about the pose. Ideally, we want to be in lotus position. But for a lotus position, by the way, Carolyn did one exercise in yoga today that was helping for a lotus position. Lotus position, you put leg here and leg here on one hip and on the other hip on top. This is ideal for meditation. Then you're getting 100% of your meditation body-wise. Your back should be very straight because it's like a central system that is from here all the way to your lower chakra, which is under your butt. And it has to be so straight that the central system of your spine gonna start opening up all of the chakras. So the position how you sit is very important. Now, if you just put one leg up and one is down, it's called half a lotus position. Then you're getting 80% of meditation with your pose. Then what you do? I've noticed people when they can do only one leg and the one is under, what happens is they lose balance. When they lose balance, they need to sit on the half of lotus if you know how to do it because you did it before. Half lotus, yes. You see what happens? I want to show it to you girls. You see how her knee is up there. So now she has to put enough pillows under her butt so that she will feel the balance. Can you give her the pillow? Mm-hmm. And that's where you have to continue putting enough. You see how her knee is going down? So she got to continue putting enough pillows so that this knee will match with this knee. Otherwise, her spine is out of tune. Okay? This is very important. Of course, if you know how to do lotus position, you want to do both. But for that, you need to stretch. The stretching, don't have to do it now. Stretching for lotus position, I'll be showing on the next meeting. So then third position is this Turkish position, which is we're doing it right now. This is a Turkish position. You get meditation already by 50% because your spine is not in line the way it's supposed to be in a lotus position. But for the beginning, it's okay. It's okay to do this way than not doing it at all. Then, even though we don't have men, but I want to explain how to do sometimes position for men who are thinking about sexual fantasies. Sometimes men are so sexual that they think about sex. Not to think about sex, there's certain position. So the right leg goes into your lower chakra. I'm sorry, I'll show it on you because I have dress. So right leg goes right here, right in the center, right here. And the left leg goes here in between. So right here and the left in between. Make sense?
Oh, okay. So up higher.
So right here in between, right? Right goes in between, right here. Makes sense? Mm-hmm. And the left goes between. The other leg. For girls and ladies, women, it's actually going to activate our sexual energy. Not supposed to do it. But for men, it decreases their sexual thoughts because they are very sexual in nature. So we need to know these 4 positions. However, last time I was explaining this. One girl came 2 weeks ago and she said, Alisa, my back really hurting. If you're just starting and your back really hurting, you can even lay down. Well, you'll get only 10% of meditation, but it's okay. Most important is that your back is straight. And you got to put something under your back if you're on the floor, but your back's supposed to be straight, okay? Now, the moment in the meditation you put the shoulders down, that's where you start to fall asleep and you get comfortable and forget about meditation. You're going to have more and more thoughts taking you out. And so that's why back has to be really straight. I remember one of my clients, he said, Alisa, you know, many years ago he was boxing and he had a little bit concussion still. He was a little bit behind sometimes on reacting, and if his wife would criticize him, he would get immediately, really right away angry. And he said, Alisa, when I start doing the meditation, I've noticed that whenever she criticized me, all of a sudden I'm getting to the feeling that I am accepting that this is her problem, this is her day, but it's okay, I can handle it. And so his anger started to decrease because he started to accept her and started to accept his anger. So it gives you so many benefits. All right, so now let's talk about breath. Most of the people during the meditation breathing with their chest. Really wrong, my friends. You gotta breathe through your stomach. But in the beginning, we're just gonna practice how to do it correctly only 10 times in order to activate all our chakras. A week, a month, 2 months later, it's gonna become more and more natural as you practice. Here, it's don't expect doing it perfect right away. It will take time. Can you accept that?
Yes.
So now I'll be showing you how to breathe correctly. So when we breathe through the stomach, and then you feel also the air in your lungs. But the goal during the breath, to get the air all the way to here. And for some of you, it's going to be very difficult, so don't worry about it, but think about it at least, right? So we're breathing again through the stomach. Stomach. It's also very important that you breathe out completely. Completely breathe out. So breathing through stomach, and then you're expanding on your chest. It goes all the way, air goes all the way to the top of your head. And then you exhale through the stomach as well, fully. I promise you, probably 4, 5, 6 times as you're doing it, you're not going to do it correctly. It's okay. The goal is to continue to practicing and knowing how to do it right. With regards to the body, I forgot. Even though your spine is straight, you gotta have very comfortable pillow to sit on. Otherwise, you're gonna feel very hurt. And the goal is not to get hurt. Your body is fully relaxed. Your shoulders is relaxed. Your body is relaxed. All of your body is relaxed. But part of your brain is still working. So in meditation, we're expanding on our thoughts, on our consciousness, right? But body is fully relaxed. With regards to arms, Most of the mantras is done with fingers like this. You can choose the finger. I was talking about it during the other lecture, if you remember. But during the meditation, very few meditation is done like this. But this particular meditation is done with the circle like this. Now this is I, if you remember from the lecture, and that's where our ego is. And that's why, in a way, we want to hold our fingers like that. So it's kind of, you're feeling the tension a little bit. Not hurting, but a little tension. So we can disconnect from our ego. Here, you gotta either cross your fingers like this, or you can put like a boat, one on top of another, whichever is comfortable. And then it's sitting right here. Whichever is comfortable, you gotta practice and see, okay? So some meditation is done to activate your inner world, to open up to the outside world. What I'm gonna teach you the meditation so you can actually fully relax and disconnect from the outer world. And that's why these fingers should be like this, not like that. But if you're doing mantra, I wish everyone happiness, you do it like that. Mantra is done like this. Meditation like this. Okay? Tongue, very important. Your tongue is like this, and it's touching the top of your mouth. Okay? It's also very important. When you're meditating, your tongue has to be positioned correctly on top of your palate, the top part of your mouth. Stretching for lotus position, I'll be going over in 2 weeks. Otherwise, it will take us time. That we need 30 minutes at least. And now, I'm gonna go over how we'll be doing meditation today. And we're gonna be doing it more and more advanced every 2 weeks. Today, in particular, what we're gonna do. We're gonna close our eyes. We're gonna be in the right position with our fingers like that crossed. We're gonna close our eyes, and we're all gonna be concentrating 10 times, not right now. Now I'm just telling you what we're gonna do. 10 times how we're gonna breathe correctly through the stomach, okay? Only 10 times in order to activate our chakras. Then you're gonna breathe normally. Otherwise, if you're concentrating how to breathe correctly, you're gonna do the meditation for breathing, and we don't wanna do it. We're just gonna do it 10 times in order to really fully activate all the chakras. Then, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take ourselves from here, where you are at home or here, and you're gonna imagine yourself either in an open field, either in front of the lake, or in front of on top of the mountains, or in a desert, anywhere where you feel relaxed. It has to be an open space. But most importantly, you're gonna imagine yourself there alone. You're there alone, in a lotus position, sitting and embracing this feeling of either happiness, love, or peace. Happiness, love, or peace. You will be sitting there. First, you're going to be just fully embracing the space. If you want, you can lay down. If you want, you can walk. But you're embracing, and you can choose. Today you can choose 3 different maybe feelings, 5 minutes one, or 2 minutes the another one, or you can embrace just one feeling. And you're gonna just inquire, what is it like to be just happy? This happy on an open field or on top of the mountain. And you are becoming, the more you're thinking about it, the more you feel, I am this happiness. You're so connecting to this happiness or joy or love or peace that you gotta connect to that I am this peace or I am this love, okay? And then I am wondering, should we do I wish you happiness out loud, or should we do a Sanskrit mantra, Baba Nam Kevalam? Because mantra is supposed to be done in Sanskrit language. Mantra means mantra is your consciousness. Tra means expansion. And so mantra is done in Sanskrit, and Baba Nam Kevalam means everything is God. Everything is higher power. Everything is God. But when yogi, if you ask yogi, what is everything God? Because for us it's like, what is God? Because some of us are so disconnecting from God or have different feelings about God because family was too religious and we're so disconnected, and for us God is a little bit uncomfortable even. Then you just think about it. Because yogi is explaining God is love. God is peace. God is calm. God is joy. All of that. And so you're connecting to that. Baba Nam Kevalam, because even for people who never done mantra in Sanskrit and don't even understand the meaning, because mantra is done in such a way that it's already start to activate the consciousness and raise the vibration. So we're going to do Baba Nam Kevalam for probably 3 to 4 minutes out loud. The goal down the road, because I want you to, again, I'm going to go over it. Most of the meditation in Western community, society is done through guided meditation. When we do guided meditation, we're entertaining our mind, but we're not connecting to God. And mantra is done. Yogis created mantra in order, in meditation, to connect to God Himself, to really have a deep relationship to God. And so yoga is doing mantra, not out loud, but for our brain, if we're going to do it really to ourselves, it's going to be very challenging in the beginning. And so that's why in the beginning we're going to do it out loud, and then we're going to do it 5 minutes silent, but you are saying in your mind Baba Nam Kevalam, and you're just connecting to that feeling of love, happiness, or peace, whichever one you want to connect. Okay? So shall we practice? Yeah? Very good. So make sure that you're not sitting in a comfortable chair, because if it's soft and comfortable, it will be harder for you to have a straight back. Typically, it's best to sit on the floor but have a pillow underneath, because then it's reminding you, "Oi, Danny, I'm gonna start giving you fines." Do you think you can disconnect from phones? Okay, wonderful. So you can be fully with us. Work can wait, because during this meditation, no contracts, no conversations, no business meetings gonna give you that full feeling of getting this power that will last you for a whole week. So yes, and tell people that on Wednesdays, these 3 hours, no one can mess with you. Otherwise, half of your brain is going to be on the phone. Yes, yes. So once we're going to start doing the stretching, proper stretching, 30 to 45 minutes, you'll be able to do half for sure. Okay. And then it will take 3 to 4 months to do full lotus. Okay. I am not with my injuries for full lotus. Yeah, and it's okay. Beautiful. So again, we're closing our eyes in a second. Make sure that your back is straight, your body is relaxed, and we're now gonna do breathing 10 times through the belly. When you get the air in the belly, make sure, try at least to get the air all the way to the top of your head. If it's not working, it's okay. All right, so let's begin. Let's close our eyes, and as we're doing that, I would like for us to even out loud say it. I'm breathing in with stomach in and breathing out loud. Okay, let's go. I'm breathing in, I'm breathing out through stomach again. I'm breathing in, I'm breathing out. 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 I'm breathing in. 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 I'm breathing out. Feel how your stomach gets all the way into your guts. Breathing in, expanding. I'm breathing out. I'm breathing in. I'm breathing out. I'm breathing in. I'm breathing out. Now I would like for you to imagine that you're somewhere in an open space, big, huge space, in the nature. And be there for quite some time. And start connecting to the feeling of either happiness, love, or peace. You can breathe normally. In a second, we're gonna start saying Baba Nam Kevalam. When we breathe in, we're gonna say Baba Nam. When we breathe out, we're gonna say Kevalam. It's important for us to say it at the same time, so we have this same energy going in our circle. So whenever you're ready, we can begin. Baba Nam Kevalam. 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 Anya, Gabriela, I don't hear you. Join us. Baba Nam Kevalam. 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 And now we're gonna do it in silence, but you can repeat the same mantra, Baba Nam Kevalam, to yourself. And you can wonder about the love and happiness if you wish. Now we're going to start slowly coming back. And you want to acknowledge yourself. You want to acknowledge God. You want to acknowledge everyone here to yourself. And when you're ready, you can start slowly coming back and stretch your back. And whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes. Does anybody wants to share how did the meditation go to you? Obviously each time a meditation gonna be longer and more intermediate and then advanced, and before we're gonna do meditation we're gonna start singing kirtan, which I will explain what kirtan is next time. But for now, who wants to share how did it go for you? Were you able to stay in Baba Nam Kevalam, or did your thoughts go everywhere? Were you able to connect to the happiness, love, or peace? Who wants to share?
So when we were doing it out loud together, I felt like my mind was really silent and connected to it. When we started doing it silently, I felt it slip a little.
Yeah.
But for me, I was having trouble envisioning myself in an open field until I connected to the feeling of love. So I dropped trying and I was like, just connect to love. And once I did that, then I could imagine the field.
Mm-hmm.
But I started to feel like pressure in my third eye.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's getting activated.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fabulous. Eileen?
So for me, I was... I don't know. I was on the beach, big open beach, but I couldn't be fully alone actually, which was interesting. There were still some people in my realm, and I tried, so I just let go of that and just, okay, there's going to be people walking the beach here and there. Not many, but I'm not alone this time, okay? Connecting to love. Sometimes it would switch to peace and would go in and out a little bit, but when my third eye gets activated, I see a color, and I saw the deep purple. So with the mantra, I was able to see the color as I usually do.
I saw blue when I felt the pressure.
Did you? So that would be throat chakra. So maybe things need to heal when it comes to communication and expression.
Makes sense.
Get ready for the next lecture, guys. We'll do more on that.
Oh, fabulous. Fabulous. Thank you, Eileen. Dani, you want to share?
This is kind of like really the beginner. I'm
Yes.
a beginner.
Yes.
I'm a
Yes.
beginner on this.
It's okay. Yeah.
And the way I used to meditate, it was not even close to what I did today. Well, yes, I was trying to get there. I was imagining me actually in Lake Alatuna. Just I've been there by myself several times, so I really didn't have to push it too hard, right, for me to imagine. So since I've been by myself a couple of times, so I just imagined.
Yeah.
But it was the same. Then there was just flashings of things at work, and oh my God, I'm uncomfortable. Oh, my back. Oh. But when you started to say the mantra, I started focusing more and more. And then when we were by ourselves at the end, then I started kind of, my third eye started opening. Just at the end, because I was like, stop complaining about pain.
Yes.
You know, because you're straight and you're like, oh, okay. And then I just kind of start to connect and let everything go. That's when I saw the purple. And I'm like, oh, well, interesting. But
Fantastic.
it's getting there.
Fantastic. Yes, you're doing the baby steps. Don't analyze that something is wrong. It's perfect for where you are. There's nothing wrong. We all started there.
Yeah.
Which is great. Thank you for sharing,
You're
Dani.
welcome.
Yeah. Gabriela, Ania, do you want to share?
I'm trying to think. Oh, one thing I wanted to mention, funny enough, with Baba Nam Kevalam, is that so I have a herniated disc in my lower back.
Yeah.
And when I was getting back into trying to get healthier and get back into shape and everything, a friend of mine who is very involved in the spirituality space, she recommended that I do this Kaushiki dance. And that's the mantra that they do in the background.
Yes.
It's supposed to be an exercise.
Yes.
That's low impact, but good for women in particular. So she recommended, like, hey, when you're starting to get back in shape, why don't you start that? So that mantra, I was doing that exercise for a really long time.
Wow.
I was like, oh, I actually know this one.
Fabulous.
So, but I just know it because a friend of mine recommended this exercise that I had never heard of before. So I started doing that last year, and it's definitely been helpful for me. I know there's some people with back issues, I'm sure.
Yep.
So that was helpful for me.
Yep.
But during the meditation, I was thinking about this beach in Puerto Rico where my grandfather's from, and also I think Eileen said that she couldn't be there by herself. Me neither. I was like, wait, why can't I, erase the people? And then it was funny, after a little while, I was like, wait, let me just look in a different direction. I was still looking at the sand for a long time. And then I was like, oh, if I look at the water, there's nobody out in the water. And so eventually that kind of switched, which was funny. I'm lucky that I don't have as much physical pain during meditation as I used to, but I still shake a lot physically. So like pretty much the entire time that I'm kind of in a half lotus.
Yeah.
It's funny, I can only get in a full lotus position after going to the sauna. After I go to the sauna, I do some stretches and I try to get into lotus, and that's the only time. I've never been able to do it, like even just after some stretches in the morning. So I was doing half lotus and my legs were like almost, not the entire time, but at least it's not uncomfortable anymore. So that's one thing that, I don't know if it's a struggle or if that's saying something, but that's something I experience a lot.
If it
I'm thinking about peace.
Yeah, and if it bothers you that it's wiggly, you can always do a Turkish position.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, because once I'm going to teach you how to stretch, half a lotus will be more comfortable, but even for me still, if I don't do stretching for 30-40 minutes, even half a lotus is painful for me. And I've been doing it for quite some time, because like you, I have two herniated discs, L4 and L5. So for us, we need to do the stretching. So we will do that next time. Thank you, Gabriela.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, Anya, how did it go for you?
Yeah, so for me, definitely challenging was to keep my legs in this position.
Yeah.
And, I've been even a bit surprised because I couldn't even stay in Turkish position. So some stretching definitely it's needed.
Yeah.
So like for physical part, it was very challenging.
Yeah.
On the mind and during the mantra, it was better. It's quite easy to imagine the beach and the ocean. So I was in this very sunny beach with the blue ocean.
Yeah.
So it was quite easy to focus my mind. Sometimes my thoughts went somewhere else, but I managed to come back.
Yeah.
So yes, physical part of the meditation definitely it was the most challenging for me.
Yeah. Thank you, Anya. It should get better, and it will get better. I remember when I started the meditation, it was hard for me to sit on the field. I was kind of in the air, and I was going higher. And it took me a couple of weeks, maybe even a month, before I was able to actually stay grounded. I took myself to an open field back in Azerbaijan. We used to have flowers. They look like tulips, but they're not tulips. It's the one that have poppy seeds later. You know which one I'm talking about, the red one, where you then later do opium. The red flowers, and we have them a lot in my country, and you're not supposed to go to that field. And when I was passing by the car, I was like, I want to touch those flowers. And finally in meditation I went to that field and I was touching them, and I was laying down and I was running through them, and they were so soft and it felt good, and I was finally able to ground myself. So each one of you gonna go through different ways of disconnecting from the world, and most importantly, next time I'm gonna start teaching you how to bring yourself back to mantra.